Oh, wow, everyone. Welcome to the PAX Online European Q&A Panel for Loading Ready Run. I'm Corey, and I'm just waiting for everyone else to get here. Although, hey, Ian!
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how this elevator works. It's okay, it's moving now. It's very slow and very large. Okay, I think it's... Oh, I can see you now. There we go. There we go. Hey everyone, welcome. Are we it? Is this like an Australia thing where they only send 2 of us?
Well, I guess we gotta start without them.
Okay, well,
hang on. Okay, sorry, I was in the can.
Great. Jesus Christ, thanks God, Beach. I have no idea what I'm allowed to say these days.
I was getting so much swag on my way over here at all the booths.
Man.
They were giving so many cool things away. Did you hear about Bagel
sir.
Quest?
Can you give me a bagel?
Yeah, they're just giving out sesame seed bagels.
Have you had a chance to check out the show floor yet? This is quite the PAX.
Yeah,
It just
it's pretty
stretches.
sweet.
It's like off into infinity.
I've never seen a coffee table
Yeah.
at PAX
So
before.
good to see you all. But where's Kathleen?
Sorry. There's a really bad line at the coffee shop.
Oh.
The coffee shop online.
I had to abandon my pants.
Oh, hey, me too. It's like really hot in there.
I just took a sip.
You know, the PAX badges look very similar to Boston's, though. So I'm like a little, like,
Ben, I've told
guess
you
they did
before,
what they
I'll tell you
could.
1,000 times, take your badge off when you get on stage. It makes you look like an amateur.
Sorry. You think I'd know after doing this for so long?
Hey everybody,
Mine's
welcome
completely
to the Loading Ready Run Q&A panel for the European time zone. We are Loading Ready Run. If you're not familiar, you can check out our stuff at the links below. But if you are familiar, you're probably aware that we put out the feelers, the call for some questions that we're going to answer at this Q&A like we do at our normal PAX panels. And like our normal PAX panels, we will start with a brief slideshow of all of the amazing announcements that we have of things coming up. It's settle in. It's not that fantastic. But welcome to the Loading Ready Run PAX Online Q&A, specifically the EU time zone edition. That's right, serving the Orkneys, the Hebrides, the Scilly Isles, Corsica, Majorca, Sardinia, Crete, the entire continent of Africa, and the Isle of Man.
Among other places.
Criminals!
I know 0 of those places besides the word Africa.
That's only because
I guess I know the word Isle of Man, but I don't know where that's located geographically.
So
The one
Ben,
with all the legs.
a lot of these are very tiny islands where you go if you want to be a reclusive author who screams at the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want that for myself.
That
I felt it was
also
available in
has
the Isle of Man.
long-haired cattle.
I
It's
felt it was a big 2020 mood, yeah.
So wait, it's cows that even I can be allergic to?
Finally, we've cracked the code.
Find them somewhere near Scotland.
The one way to make me vegetarian.
Yeah. It's you live on small islands when it's plural, like your area is just named by like the plural of a place because they didn't even bother to name the island separately. They're just like
One island isn't enough.
they're all these islands.
Crete is in an entirely different sea. Like,
I just wanted to throw it in there. So before we get to all of the questions that we asked for in the forum, I want to head off at the pass. The number one question that we've been receiving for the past several months, on Twitter and YouTube comments and things, which is, hey, why aren't you making X content? Content perhaps such as Friday nights or the panelists or Sidewalk Slam or many other things. And the short answer, the TLDR about why we haven't made, any of these things is there was a global pandemic It's. I know that wherever you are, maybe you're somewhere where things are going amazingly well. Maybe you're somewhere where people do not give a rat's ass, but it's still happening. And people be like, "Hey, you said you were going to do Friday nights this year," and we were. We were
surprisingly far along in the planning and pre-production process.
Yeah, and we just can't. I mean, as witnessed here by the fact that PAX Online is a thing, we can't all be in the same room safely and properly. So that's why we will bring you as much as we can, as we are doing now, and we'll bring you other things when we are able to do so. But if you find yourself asking, I wonder why they haven't done in a while, that's the answer. We have, however, introduced some new merchandise.
Oh,
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Wow.
Yeah, we hooked up with our friends at Wormwood to make these amazing dice vaults and dice trays. The dice vaults, they're in I mess this up every time, Wenge?
Yes.
Yes, a Wenge wood with the Loading Ready Run logo inlaid in turquoise, which is a thing and not a color.
It is the semi-precious stone, yes.
It is also a color.
Yes.
Porque Lonos.
Yes.
Like indigo, the color is named after
Porque no
whatever
los
it
dos?
is.
Yeah. And the dice trays are currently available in cherry and black walnut, and we're sold out of Purple Heart. But if you really want one, you can put your name down on the page, and if enough people want one, we might be able to order some more. Also, the PAX East QWRP pins from the last time that anyone was able to be in person together. So that was nice. Those are online now, too. And we got a new arena-style diagram playmat, which we were thinking of before this. It was just a separate goof, but now it's a little more relevant.
Topical.
Yeah.
There's also that flipped diagram playmat we put out, and that was an even bigger goof than... It's a standard diagram, but it's just everything's been reversed. And we are technically out of those, and a lot of you keep asking us to put them back in stock, so if more of you do that, then I might have to do that.
Peach, it's that the stock is in negative. When it's in negative, that means that you have more of them because it's a reversed mat.
Right.
Oh, no.
You need to give people $20 so they can take them away.
Typically at our PAX panels, at least the one at PAX West, we will often talk about the upcoming Desert Bus. And indeed, there is a Desert Bus upcoming on Friday, November 13th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. And we don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be there. Tune in to find out what.
That
At minimum, there'll be like a view of a bus on a Sega Genesis going down the road. That's the minimum that we can guarantee.
Probably.
Yeah.
I also like that the Desert Bus just has better diction than Loading Ready Run, as opposed to something's going to happen. It's something will happen, period.
It's a definitive. And something else that is about to happen or has just happened, because PAX Online runs from the 12th to the 20th, and in the middle of that, on the 14th, is the Zendikar Rising pre-release at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, also starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. And if when you're watching it, it's past that time, then it's on our YouTube at youtube.com/LRRMTG. That's the Magic YouTube channel. And if this is before that, then you could watch that.
Bases covered.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
You nailed it.
All right. Well, that's everything that I had prepared slide-wise. So now it's time for the questions provided by you, which will hopefully lead to the answers provided by us. So, Paul, hit us up.
All right. Well, the first question comes from Dared00. Says, your brand stayed very consistent since your launch. Over those 17 years, have you ever considered or thought, even in passing, about a redesign? I mean, I would actually disagree that our brand has stayed very consistent. I mean, I think our brand in terms of, fun people with good energy doing cool things, I guess is our brand, and that's stayed consistent. In terms of our overall branding, I mean, even our logo has changed colors and stuff. And, we have different ideas. We like this blue color, I guess. That's one of the main things that stayed the same. But I would say our branding has changed, and we come up with new stuff for each show.
Well,
We're not about to just change and be like, hey, you know what? We're now courting all of our stuff to jackasses.
I mean, the
What
logo.
if we got like a font? Like a real weird font, something that really screams 90s chill wave, because that's what's cool now. And then we could just change our logo every 5 or 6 months.
You'd be like, play it,
Even
lurd.
use the internet.
Yeah, it would be like the graphic design equivalent of just desperation.
What about a grimdark reboot? Loading Ready Run Nights.
So
Loading
We're the
Ready
Dark
Noir.
Souls of Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
So I will say that our original the Loading Ready Run sort of word mark is kind of the last vestiges of when we first started way back. We were a lot more hardcore into the retro aesthetic of the Commodore 64. And so, we would use the font. This is, a Commodore 64 text font. We would use that for lots of different things and stuff. And, we would use blue on blue, and that was it. We only used those two colors. And that kind of stuff. And then, we do lots of pixelated things and stuff. And we still do that. But we also combine it with others. It turns out that the Commodore 64 font is actually not that good a font to work with.
Yeah.
Because it's weird and blocky and takes up a lot of space.
It's huge.
So you sort of adapt as you do different things.
Yeah, I mean, so the two sort of big branding things. We got the logo, which I honestly really like, and according to the people that run our warehouse, who also run warehouses for other people, that the stuff that is just our logo, like the T-shirt that's just our logo, sells way better than other brands that sell a T-shirt that's just their logo, per capita of viewership, basically. Just it's a good logo and people like it and more viewers like it. The name, I've never thought about changing it, but I have thought it probably could have been something less cumbersome. But I've never thought about being and we should alter it. It's just been sort of maybe that doesn't really treat Loading Ready. It's 5 syllables.
Boys, you strive.
I don't think I've ever when someone has been oh, what's they ask me what I do and I tell them and they're like, oh, what's the YouTube channel? I don't think I've ever been oh, it's Loading Ready Run and not had them go, sorry, what is it?
Yeah.
You have to repeat themselves.
How
Loading
many of
Ready
your
Run.
family members can correctly identify your job?
I love LLR.
To my
LLR.
grandma. Yeah, to my grandma, I'm an online busker. That's the best way to describe
pretty
it to her.
good.
Yeah.
So,
That tracks.
ready, start, go. Ready, steady,
Yeah.
go. Loading,
the anime.
start, go. I've heard a lot of variation. People get the general idea. It's okay, it's loading and it's starting, but yeah,
We're here with
sometimes-
load.
Also, the
Damn it.
one
The
word
Commodore was the
intercap.
best-selling personal computer of all time for a very long time. Why aren't there more people who understand the Loading Ready Run thing? They
My
should have all
dad
used
knew it. The moment I joined, he's like, "Hey, I get that reference."
Well,
Yeah, the
PR number
demographic
6
right
to
there.
you.
Yeah. On the
If
bright
we-
side, we do have LRR, which is actually a very good abbreviation.
That is good.
If we
Blur
have this
works into
iconic
a lot of
logo like
things.
this, I think we need to talk to the people at Uniqlo to do a crossover T-shirt campaign.
Lurliclo.
Yeah, I could stand to do some. I could do some collabs.
I
Oh
would
come on,
love
Beach!
that.
Your face on a T-shirt.
Just
That
pixeled
exact
up.
face.
Yeah, just this right now. Don't change a thing.
Sold out. Sold out. Take my money.
So if we're gonna portmanteau it though, it has to be. It can't be Uniqlo, right?
No.
That doesn't
Lurliclo.
sound good. Lurliclo. It has to be
Lurliclo.
Lurliclo.
That's good.
Uniqlo.
They'll love
Yeah.
second billing.
I feel like Lurliclo.
They don't need the help.
No.
That is some mouthfeel.
See, it's UINQLO. UNIQLRR, Unicler.
Ooh, that sounds
That
nasty.
They almost
sounds
get they almost get their entire thing except the O, and then we get the rest, I guess.
What's their cut? If it's Unicler.
Oh Christ!
Well, it's a form-fitting
90%.
medium for a woman and baggy for a man.
Matt, please read the next question.
Okay. From Lucenix. What's something creatively fulfilling that you wished you could do that LRR doesn't encompass directly, i.e. designing a game or writing music? And I assume the question is saying, and you are also monetizing it, and you haven't already monetized it.
Motorsports.
Like real motorsports?
Yes, put me in a fucking car, put me around the track, slap the little logo on it, and I'll get us some views, I guess.
There was a
But
bit for a long time that James and I kept discussing because I don't have my license and I got my learners, and we wanted to have like Ben does his driver's license exam as like a bit or whatever. We never got to do it because James didn't feel comfortable with me driving his van despite like suggesting it.
But learner's license. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
See, this is why we can't change the brand.
Learn to drive with Ian Horner.
Ben, my car sucks. You can drive that.
Hell yeah! I gotta retake the learner's exam again though because mine expired and I only passed that by like
They
one
expire?
question. They do. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't upgrade to your like full drivers, they take it away and you got to take the exam again.
High five, my dude. That's why I'm still working on my motorcycle's learner's permit. So
Let's give that floor back to Matt though for the questions here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed everything everyone said so far. I also need to get my driver's license so that my partner can actually, trust
Driven?
me to drive them to the hospital if they have some sort of emergency. But also, I enjoy the idea of making pretty pictures, and I never give myself enough time to actually practice putting pen to paper. So I don't know, maybe I should monetize that.
I like the designing a game suggestion. That's
Yeah.
I,
Oh, man.
I mean, even then it's something that we've talked about this is something we talked about in passing. But yeah, I still want to do that.
Is there an IP we have that we'd want to visualize as a video game?
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, I
It'd be
mean,
picking
people's
one.
IP.
I think ours. Yeah, isn't that limiting?
No, it's like everything is wide open at that point.
I
Commodore
mean, like,
Hustle dating game? I don't know.
No.
Well, even
Like-
like an idle game featuring our Hero Quest figures as characters, if we provided voices for them.
What about?
I was gonna say people have asked for like a long time for like voice packs for games and whatnot, like a Lure XCOM voice pack or like an announcer for like StarCraft or something like that. Like I imagine people would pay like top dollar to have like Kathleen do like a Quirpline character, like to be like, your base is like I can't do. I'm trying to imitate
Very melodious.
that one.
Doing Edith.
Supply
Can we get bonus
Oh.
dismissal as nucler launch detected?
You're like, you must construct additional pylons.
Yeah. Just how do I sound bored but passionate about a nuclear launch detected?
Good,
Like-
good.
There you go.
Sell it.
It's as good as the audiobook I listened to last week.
It's the opposite of ASMR.
like
Says you.
the nice
There's
thing
something
about,
we could monetize.
The nice thing about Loading Ready Run, which is sort of partially something that's just kind of happened, and partially deliberate on our part because we get bored, is that what Loading Ready Run can, or Bionic Trousers Media can encompass is a pretty big chunk. Like it's our thing. If we want it to be a video, to also have a video game, it can. and and it's like we do. Our streams are, whatever we want to play and stuff. So we try to
The only
keep
thing
it.
stopping Loading Ready Run from producing its Suguru Shamisen album is 8 feet of distance right now.
The only thing that's
Yes,
stopping
the only thing.
is the rest of Loading Ready
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, bring it up and pitch it to me.
Are you allowed to just make voice packs for video games that that aren't your game?
And I think
Really?
you can sell them as well, yeah.
I mean, if there are ways of putting voice packs into games,
I don't know if you can monetize it, but I mean, like, especially with like XCOM, like it's just open mod like stuff, so you could just like record a bunch of things and pop it up there
That
and
sounds
whatnot.
amazing.
Yeah.
Look forward to that in 2023. Please do not think we're going to drop this shit in November.
Oh, we'll drop it, but in a different way.
No, that's when my album
Like a
drops.
bad.
Oh, it's
That's gonna be so fire.
people got really into when we were playing Nightmare games on AFK. People got really into being like, "Oh man, it would be awesome if like Loading Ready Run did like a Nightmare game. You could record it and stuff." And my brain started going, being like, "Oh, we could do like from a technical aspect." I was like, "Oh, I could think of all sorts of interesting things to do with it, and you could do all this stuff." But then you go, "Wait, best case scenario, we make Nightmare, which is not a good game."
From that too.
Nightmare isn't a fun. It's not a fun game.
I think the only benefit that would come out of that is that our version at least would be reliable and not crash to the main menu
Oh my
every time we play.
Wait, but what if we made our version self-aware and made playing through it a commentary on playing those kinds of games and how they're better left remembered? And we, the people in the game, also get bored realizing partway through that this format sucks.
Yeah, go to the
Try
black
to spice
hole
it up.
or don't. We don't care.
That's why I want to do that.
Disclaimer, if we burn it to DVD, we can't guarantee that the menus will work.
You see, that's a very funny idea, but it's not like a game that you would want to play over and over again.
I mean, you don't want to play normal Nightmare games over and over again. So yeah,
Maybe that's an art installation.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh god, I've played one of those far many more times than one.
Yeah.
Why?
Beach.
Hi. More than happy to take another air, and here it comes. Geisterkarl says, how many lure doctors, I'm guessing because we're
That's
all
all of
doctors,
us. Yeah.
upgraded their home streaming equipment massively, and how many Pauls had to help to make it work? That's so. I'll speak from my side. We didn't have to do any upgrades at home because Heather already has a good setup for her home streaming, and there are a lot of people, of course, as you say, doing their home streaming. So we haven't had to do any upgrades ourselves. I think the rest of you guys have, in some ways, picked up new pieces of hardware here and there. Who wants to go
wouldn't say
first? Ian, I
massively.
think. Ian, you said you had your hand up?
I pulled my old computer out of the trash. No, I literally, the computer that I used previously to the one I'm on now, that I upgraded because of COVID and needing to stream things, I had pulled out of what was the recycling pile in my old office.
Right.
It was an i5 4600 at the time, but it's a decent computer.
But did you upgrade it for doing this kind of streaming now at home?
Oh no, I threw it to the curb and got a new computer to do streaming. I upgraded massively in order to actually stream for because we did.
The other computer was like the one you were using before,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
okay, I see.
So that first home stream of Tinker Tailor, where I was on Lego and was chugging frame by frame, was a massive wake up call into the case of I need a new computer if I'm going to keep doing this from home.
Other people? Did anybody else have to do anything major?
Serge?
I have invested heavily in my home streaming setup. Lights, microphone, soundboard, monitors. It's like a metamorphosis what we had before.
Was that due to COVID? Were you like, I'm home now, I'm doing this a lot more, I should start putting the money into it?
Absolutely. It was I'm at home. I'm sitting in front of my desk, and it's somebody in this group of people. I'll just say, Loading Ready Run has this great philosophy. If it comes between you and the Earth, upgrade it. And in this case, if I'm sitting here and I'm spending so many hours a day in front of this setup, right? And it's like my chair, my monitors, my monitor height, my lighting, everything that I want to do. I want to make it flexible. I can move this microphone around super easily because it's on a good arm. I don't have to. I had really bad neck and shoulder pain because my setup wasn't ergonomic. And I was just like, I'm going to make this. If I'm going to be sitting in this office 8+ hours a day, this is going to be the best office I can make it.
I know that since James started streaming from home more so in this, he's gotten a much better microphone, and when we finally get back into the moon base, he's going to have to give it back to us. So
yeah.
I mean, wait. It's not his microphone setup?
No, that's the office's SM7B.
He just bought like a $700 camera, but he doesn't own his own microphone.
Hold on.
Doesn't need to yet, right?
I guess.
Because the office had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have the office's camera.
Wait. So I've been sitting in a chair that we got at Moonbase Mark IV because the MS Society threw it out because it was too uncomfortable.
And meanwhile,
I could have stolen a chair from the office.
Are you telling me you haven't been taking things from the office?
One time.
Come on.
You have to remove the chairs.
It's not a Let's Nope day if I don't walk away with something from the equipment
hold it
room.
up. It's literally one of the office chairs.
It's the camera chair because we needed a taller chair at home, so we borrowed the camera chair from the office.
I have a pile of like HDMI cables that have like the lure tags on them. This is from the stream. Oh, this is from the stream PC.
How am I the one who hasn't lifted anything from the office?
Neither, Alex, neither.
Kathleen,
There's a spreadsheet, by the way.
There's 6 chairs for editing, and we only have one editor in there at a time. We only need 1 chair.
You can just push it up the hill.
Yeah. Kathleen,
please don't take all the chairs from the moon base. Please don't take all the chairs from the moon base.
It's worthwhile to note that the camera that you are currently looking into is from the office.
Oh no, because it's not working.
Oh, really?
It's over there.
Broke it.
Wow. Okay.
Home and you broke it.
Between recording the North American one yesterday and the European one today, something went wrong. I blame Windows.
I believe Ian, if he had a mirror right now, could actually hold it up to his own camera and show you that he's currently using the Canon XF305 that we got at a garage sale for $25.
He's using garage sale camera.
Oh no way!
I highly recommend someone purchase it if you have the means. For the right price, can be found quite affordably.
He's also using the
easily
Zoom
worth
H4
$25.
as an audio interface.
Okay, that's very useful. Yeah. Okay, that question's done. Let's just move on before we incriminate ourselves further.
If I hold up a mirror to my camera, you'll be able to see this question backwards. At PAX Australia 2016, there was only one guy who cosplayed as Graham with a baby doll Penelope.
I remember that.
At PAX 2019, there were two people who cosplayed as Beach. Who do you think is the next to be cosplayed?
Thank you,
Paul,
Sal.
because he never goes there.
No, they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait one more year or another one for Paul because they need 4 people, right? And it's been going up in increments. So this is the 3 people combo.
Yeah,
What
and
if
we
it's
need
just all of us? Like an evil squad. It just shows up to dance battle.
Yeah,
I was like, hold on,
a,
there's more than 3 here.
everybody gets a duplicate next time, but the duplicates all have knives.
And they stab us and we die.
Yeah. Then we're free.
Wait, does that mean because I traveled to Australia when I was 14 that I'm the duplicate now?
Oh man.
That would
A whole
explain
bunch of
the
stuff just made sense now.
You fell asleep on the plane, but who woke up wasn't you.
Okay.
It's like that Bob the
2023.
Anchor Flower comic. Yeah.
Save the real Ian from Australia.
If it's going to be 3, there were 3 cars in Road Quest. Just saying.
Oh,
That's a weird cosplay.
I would
Beach
love
does
to
a really
see
good
it.
car impersonation.
I mean,
I wanna see
Transformers, right? Right?
I want someone to cosplay as Adam somehow.
Yeah. But, I mean, with
Two
the
smaller people could just talk one another to cosplay.
if they ended up doing the Road Quest cosplay, would like by the end of like the con, would the person who was cosplaying as Sabine swap over to a car or to a truck?
Love
Has
it.
anyone
Love it.
cosplayed Spoopifer?
Oh,
Yes.
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 Okay, so
that
that
did
has
happen.
happened.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
amazing.
We've
What
had
about Bartleby,
Spookifer,
though?
we've had Fisty. We have not had Bartleby, to my knowledge.
Please
We
check
had-
your
what about
local
3 of them?
bylaws.
We had that.
3 Bartlebys.
We
Oh, I
had
guess they could be the
Burlap.
puppets.
Burlap.
There was
showed
Burlap.
up
Yeah.
that one
Burlap.
year, yeah.
Yeah.
But you could do, I guess, that if it's 3, it could be Pistachio, Bartleby, and Gib as
That
like
would
the trio.
Terrifying.
Doesn't a Gib cosplay just kind of look like Gritty, though? And isn't it just horrifying? Just like
Well,
this
he's very
giant furry
lanky.
thing?
It's a
Gritty
dirty
size
Gritty.
Gib would be really funny.
It's like
Okay, like I'm not colorblind. Gib is
Gritty's
gray,
orange.
right?
Yeah. Yes, you're
Gritty's
right,
orange.
yes.
I'm
Okay.
just picturing the
dirty
enormous
Gritty.
fuzz thing. Like if you just took, you know, and made it larger and larger and larger. I mean, if I pictured a Pokemon evolution, I see. Do you see where I'm going with this?
it'd be like a furry gray Slender Man.
Yeah. Gritty
That's
is
what
thick.
we're asking for.
He wouldn't just get wide like Gritty.
No.
I like wide Gib. Now that I've seen wide Gib in my
It'd
mind.
be just really tall and lanky.
Wide Gib
it's-
can't hurt me. Wide Gib can't hurt me.
It's the inverse of Waluigi.
Wide Gib is not
That's all
real,
right.
and he can't hurt you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I want to go to the bar that Ian opens one day where he serves the dirty Gritty.
Dirty Gritty.
It sounded like a drink.
It's,
There's layers of sediment.
It's
It's
a
several
fuzzy
layers.
navel. It's a fuzzy navel, but it has sediment in it. Yeah.
No. It's a screwdriver made with tang that isn't dissolved all the way.
No.
just has like road
Vodka?
gravel in it.
Vodka, Zambuca, and pickling salt.
Oh
And cracked pepper.
no!
I'd try it once.
Ben,
I'd try and
save,
drink once.
save us from the dirty Gritty, Ben.
All right.
Oh wait,
The
we're
dirty
going back.
Gritty. Have you ever been able to plan ahead to projects in 2021 yet? If so, anything you can tease us about?
I believe Alex has an answer right
Man,
there.
I think we needed a breath. Ben, what do you have to say to that?
Plan ahead to projects in 2021.
Do you have an answer?
I mean, so in Magical Christmas Land, where a BC gets to come back to like working, like we're in an office together. I really want to do a lot more stuff like with AFK and like bring up the production quality and whatnot. I think one thing that I've sorely been missing is that hashtag tabletop content. And in that too, I know that myself and Cameron and Ian and James have all really wanted to be playing Cameron, James and I want to do 40K, and I know Ian and Corey want to play X-Wing. So I think some tabletop modeling games and stuff are probably going to be in the future. I don't know if it'll be its own thing. I don't know if AFK is going to have another baby, but at some point, I think we're going to do some more tabletop things. And I know that Cam had an idea to do like this kind of like show, I guess, about like us kind of getting into 40K and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, lots of cool tabletop things, I think, in the future, provided we can all come together.
My plan for 2021 is to do some of the things I wanted to do in 2020. Like, potentially travel to a different country. See my friends. Go to an event. Maybe watch a movie.
At a restaurant.
Yeah, we were going to go see. We had 2 concerts planned we were going to go see.
Okay, so
God,
I
that
would
was
like.
so long ago.
Okay,
had a
here's
book
my
launch.
I have a 2021 plan. Sorry, Alex, I cut you off. Please go ahead.
Oh no, I mean that was the whole thought. I had a book launch and a convention to do it at.
Oh shit!
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
What you were saying?
My trivial problem is that I don't get to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard play a special 3-hour concert.
Right.
It was this big thing. It was going to be 15 albums, 3 hours.
Oh,
They were bringing the narrator from their like metal prog album.
The narrator.
Yes, the
Yep.
narrator. So it was a really big deal, and then it got canceled due to COVID, obviously. And then they were very aggressive on the rebooking, and they rebooked it for October. And then in like May, they're like, and then like last month, I got an email saying we have rebooked your concert again for October 2021. So that's what I would like to do, but it's in San Francisco, so we'll see.
Yeah, that still may not
I'd
be
have
possible.
to cross an international border to get there. So who knows?
And they're from Australia. They might not want to go to San Francisco in October 2021.
They might not be allowed, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There might be some really good bargains in San Francisco by 2021.
Like housing wise? Like
No,
what?
no, like a startup or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yes.
Yeah. We could get some office chairs from all the closed startups.
Ooh.
I wanted to do that. God damn it! And we didn't do that.
those offices will be looted as ours have been.
I think
Gotta
from a loading
restock.
ready run perspective, it's not like we were like, oh, and in 2021 we'll be doing this. I don't think that was ever really the case. It was that would have maybe been true if we'd actually been seeing through all the stuff we were planning on doing this year.
Yeah, my answer from the loading ready run perspective is the same as Corey's answer, which is some of the stuff that we'd hoped to do in 2020.
Everything
Yeah.
that is presently
Yeah.
on hold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Most of the stuff we had planned for 2020 wasn't like super, wasn't like time, like it still works in 2021.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would have been nice to do it earlier, but it'll still be great in 2021. So
Our
hopefully we
content
can
is
still do it.
timeless.
Yes, that's it, Serge. Yes.
I'm hoping to use the back half of 2020, which will continue to be terrible, to sort of work on perfecting what we've been doing in the first half of 2020, since we know that things will continue, and then hopefully take all those lessons into 2021 and try to make whatever we have to make it until we can stop making it as good as possible.
Very pragmatic answer, and I really endorse that. Also,
Oh, wait,
I would
sorry.
like to, at some point, get to do an editing pass of the panelists again, because I really like that show.
Oh,
It's a good show. We got to film it first.
Yeah.
Ian, you had your hand up?
We also need to deal with the 2020 Olympics.
The Little Olympics.
Oh. Yeah.
Look, if Tokyo can't hold theirs, I don't think.
We have a singular chance to beat them this year, then.
All we have to do this year is release a many-eyed avatar.
Yeah.
Con-
Looks like the
considering-
guarana plant.
Trumpets all
Considering
the
that
way.
we make up all the actual events for the Olympics the night before, I feel like we could come up with some that could still work. Maybe.
Fine
know
insight
one.
into our process.
I know one. Solo milk run.
oh,
That's
Well,
just
depending
drinking a
on
lot of
publication.
milk.
And then going
Matt,
for
I'm
a
not
run.
doing it again. I can't.
No.
That was
What
no
about-
Depending
bueno.
on-
what about a synchronized chair dancing contest?
You and your chair.
Yeah.
You and the partner and your chairs. You have to synchronize on the stream, and like there's various teams, and then there's scores.
It would have to be with people
Majestic.
that we're already in pods with.
No, like you know.
You do it remotely.
No,
Yeah,
the pair.
remote.
The pair is one person, one chair.
See, that's the
You
problem
should
because
steal a better chair first.
Oh. I just feel like
Socially
that's
distant ice skating?
yeah.
Wait, it's
I have a really long like hallway thing, like in my apartment, and we could just like butter it up. And then if we space out enough, do some sort of like lure luge down my hallway.
Yes.
Face first. Well, do skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Skeleton.
At the end is the snake tank, which is an actual thing in my home. So don't mess it up, or you'll have snakes on your head. Which I think is like an even bigger like incentive. It adds that flair that I know people are looking for in 2020.
You're just going to terrorize.
Sorry. I just like. We can butter up my hallway. That's just like that's not a problem.
You know, no. Butter washes off, right? It's not like it's not permanent.
We've saved a lot over the course of the year. We have immense excess within the TARP budget.
Oh, it's true. Yes. What if we take that idea and move it to a place where there's no snakes? What if we get a camera with a zoom lens and a slip and slide? We all stand real far apart outside.
What if we paparazzi all the events? Like, extreme photo lens. So we're alone on the beach.
From the bushes. At the end, there's a gold medal for who got the best paparazzi like footage from like the whole thing.
Finally a reason to buy that 8,000 telephoto glass, right, Greg?
Pokemon Snap for lure crew members.
All the events are like filmed through the person's window.
Jesus.
Yeah. It becomes less and less like the
weird.
Lure Olympics and more weird things celebrity do in their backyard.
Yeah, I'm still excited to find out which type of butter is the best for slip and slide.
Unsalted.
It's gotta be like olive oil margarine.
Oh, European
Right?
cultured. It's good for the skin.
I'll see you by
Corey.
the snake tank.
Hello.
Hey,
Is there a
Corey.
question for me?
Yeah.
If you needed to pick one or two places in Europe you really wanted to see again, which would they be? I would like to go to London, for sure. Definitely Prague. Like, I've never been to Europe. It's one of the continents I'm missing out of the two I've been to.
So for me anyway, also England for sure. I'm glad there's actually a regional question in all these questions,
Right?
Yeah, because I mean I have family there, and I haven't been back in years, right? Like our family that lives there hasn't had a chance to meet Penelope in person, you know, and that's something I had been hoping to do at the end of 2020, but so would definitely like to do that, and then, God, pick anywhere in mainland Europe, because I've actually never been. I've been to England so many times, and I've never been to Europe.
I'd like to just go to France.
Yeah.
I know it's not like exotic, but not like go to Paris, but spend most of our time like going through the actual French countryside that people get so obsessed with, like just all small towns of no note in France.
Yes.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Make a pilgrimage.
Actually,
Germany's a real banger.
Go to the Nordschleife, right? I know you can pay to drive there, so it's the only one that I know you can.
Asphalt.
It's the only one you can pay to drive on. I think. I don't know. Can you drive
I would
on
go
like
to
other
Norway.
ones?
Oh yeah,
The Nürburgring you can definitely rent time on.
there's a card system.
Serge stealing my answer.
I'm sorry.
Why Norway?
Why Norway? Because there's a very famous coffee roastery in Oslo run by a man named Tim Wendelboe. World famous coffee roastery. I'd also love to check out Scandinavia. Weather's great. It's going to be a little bit on the chilly side. You know, it's not going to get too toasty. Something about fjords.
I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
Don't we have a lot of fans in Sweden?
Yeah.
That would
They're
be a
probably
good place
watching
to
this.
visit.
Comparative to most other countries that don't have English as a first language, we have a surprisingly high number of fans in Sweden.
The Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, my grandfather served there, so it would be interesting to see a bit of that. Plus, also, as I understand it, if it hasn't changed, they love Canadians.
Right.
Because
Just wear that dumb hat.
yes, they will. They will love that. They won't look
You
at you
can wear
weird at
that
all.
great hat.
Yes.
In contrast to all the other Heritage Minutes, which were like, we're Canada. Meh. We did do that one Heritage Minute that was like, yo, the Dutch, like, love us?
I love the idea that Beige would be the first Canadian that they see. And it's like, that's what Canadians dress like? It's like, oh yes,
it's been 60 years. Like
this is the authentic Canadian regional garb.
Yeah, kanji and all.
Yeah. We're a whole
multicultural society.
Yeah, it's a whole patchwork quilt thing.
Yeah,
Dutch-
the true melting pot.
Also, Dutch sounds like English if you think you have a hearing problem.
Wow.
Like, I would love to just sit in a cafe and hear people talk and think that I know what they're saying.
Yeah, they're gonna love you, Beach.
Be like, I can't understand a word. This is great, but it sounds like English. It's like being at a dinner party.
Prisen colon ensign Cuso? All right.
That's Italian.
That's Italian.
Well, it's actually gibberish.
But the thought's the
You
same.
nerds.
Back on topic though.
Oh, sorry. Wait, no. Matt has an actual answer. Sorry.
Okay.
My family, my clan, has a castle up in Scotland. So I'd like to go to see the Menzies Castle at some point.
Are you allowed to just like, hey, where's my castle, yo?
Are you
gonna
royalty?
They rent it out for like weddings and stuff.
Why haven't you taken us to your castle, man?
Yeah.
You've had a castle. You've had a castle this whole time.
Think of all the sweet content we could make
We're
in
like
there.
we keep bugging Paul's parents to film in their backyard when apparently we had a castle this whole time.
Is it, Matt? Is it like traditionally that's where a castle owned by the clan, or is it like still in the family?
I know that like Clan Menzies, the people who had some ownership on it, actually restored it like maybe a decade, 15 years ago.
Wow.
It looks more like a manor, like a very large manor than a castle, but like
But like,
people
do
back
they?
then, it was big.
But like, do they know or care about who you are? Like, if you go up and you're like, "Hey, what's up? I'm
Part of
Matt
the
Griffiths
clan."
from the clan." Are they going to be like,
Who the plus are
who
you?
the- if you want someone to care, you should go to the Netherlands.
They'd be like, Matt Griffiths? That's a Welsh name. Why are you here?
Oh, shit.
Back to Wales.
Do we
As
have the
from the side
resources to move this castle brick by brick and install it above the clouds?
We sure don't.
Well, then, where am I going to get my gargoyle?
I don't know if we have the science to do it.
Yeah.
This kills the Corey.
Wow. Okay.
I think we have another question.
The next question is very similar to another one that we've kind of covered it already. So I'm just going to jump forward.
All right.
To this one.
What game that would usually be played on AFK are you missing the most because of... I miss Paper Magic.
Oh my god, right.
Because it's like one of the only times I actually get to play Magic. Yeah, and I mean, we'll be getting a chance to catch up on Heat Death, but you know, there was a long time where it was just like, what's next?
I played Takedo for the first time finally.
Oh, wow.
Like, we had a copy of Takedo for a long time and never
Is it the
played it.
bamboo
And
one?
How long was it in packaging, actually?
until like 5 days ago.
Because I think Corey and I still have a copy of Takedo that's still in packaging, and we should probably unwrap it and play it.
Yeah,
So
that Mysterium.
It's surprisingly there's a lot of interesting strategy in Takedo that I imagine would only be a lot more harrowing with more people. So I really want to play it because we played it just with like two people, with two players, and I'd like to play it with like the 4 or 5 people. It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
So AFK when this is all over?
Please.
Yeah, I was saying, it's like slam dunk for me. I think the funnest game that we play on AFK, and I definitely want to do it when we get back, is Camel Up Super Cup.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Camel Up Super
Oh my
Cup.
God.
It always is just, it's such a blast. It's a really, really, really good game. And I think it's genuinely very fun.
Crokinole. I like Crokinole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
This
oil
is
up that
only-
board again.
Yeah.
Having played Burgle Bros so close to the end of when we were allowed to do AFK, but having that chance to just sit and do that with like Graham and Dale, and I was like, oh, this is really good. I really like this. It gave me the kind of feeling of a video game that is teasing you that you can win this, it's possible, but you didn't. So get fucked, I guess. But it's like I want to get back to the thing and try one more time. So.
Like, it's not AFK, but we just painted our minifigs for Gloomhaven for the long game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Right before.
Rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is something like all of us, of course, live so much online and play video games and do all the things. And of course, there are Tabletop Simulator, and there are a lot of these games do have digital versions, but there is definitely that thing of the real physical things, spending time with people in a real physical space. There is something about that it's and I keep seeing games from when we do Checkpoint that are like based on video games. They're like, oh man, that looks cool.
Yeah, I know that Root just came out, at least in the beta of its like actual like licensed game that you can play like on the computer and stuff like that with people. But yeah, I definitely agree that like it's just not the same as actually holding all the pieces.
I can't help but notice one of the enforcers is giving us that 5-minute warning. Thank you, enforcers.
I was
Classic
waiting.
PAX tradition there.
I was waiting to see how long he was going to hold it before he got upset.
Just the whole time.
Yeah. We can probably take the last question then.
Take us home.
Alrighty.
I will do my best.
Last question.
What is my favorite comedy film? Groundhog Day.
It's a good answer.
One. Jesus.
Good answer.
No
Good
hesitation.
answer. Good answer.
Survey says.
All right, we'll open up to everyone else there.
Everybody else is thinking.
It's very
Nobody else can
nostalgic.
slam dunk it like that?
I just want to say God of Cookery.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first thing in my mind.
Yeah, like
The one
Kung
that
Fu
is
Hustle's
very
up there.
nostalgic for me, though, is like, for some reason, True Lies. I grew up seeing it on TV, and it just stuck in my head.
Is that a comedy?
I guess it is
Yes.
now. I think if you looked back and you watch that movie now, absolutely that's a comedy.
In parts, anyway.
Like The
suppose
Room is
so,
a comedy. Yeah.
Mm.
That's not my favorite though. Christ.
No.
What's yours?
Probably Brain Donors because I think it's the comedy I've seen the most, and it's the one where I'm like, I don't care if this is like a half-assed film because it kind of is and kind of isn't. It's just, it's always made me laugh. So yeah, Brain Donors. John Turturro is the lead.
Oh yeah.
How did
He's
that
an afro.
happen?
We watched this on
good.
your
I
birthday.
really like
and it was pretty fun. Yeah.
It is. It's a fun movie. It's it's definitely like 2.5 out of 5 stars.
But they're damn solid 2.5.
They're good 2.5 stars.
I think mine's Kung Fu Hustle. I think might be my favorite. Like it's like it's definitely a comedy, but it's like obviously not like rapid firing the jokes and stuff. It's a very good movie, and I like most of the things that Stephen Chow puts out.
Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Well, my go-to just usually is wonderful film by Oliver Platt and Stanley Tucci called The Imposters, which is a film that I guess it's a little bit like Brain Donors in that it's a film that I love dearly. I don't think is actually well reviewed, but I love it, and it's like one of my top 3 movies of all time. Also, The Court Jester with old film with Danny Kaye and things.
Just watched that again recently.
One of the greatest illustrations of like a true farce. That it's like you could just like it's a real like a learning thing. If you are a comedy person, you can be like you can really see how it's like, oh wow, this is so well constructed to be ridiculous.
So I couldn't decide between the
Casino
imposters.
Royale?
Well, no, because Paul said the imposters, so now I get to pick something different because that was also very, very high on my list.
Free now.
And so I'm going to go with Shot in the Dark. which is the Blake Edwards directed Peter Sellers. It's technically the second Pink Panther movie, but it's also a farce actually. But it's really really good. It's either that or Jackass.
All right.
Okay, that's a range.
Thank you for giving me time to actually look through my list of films here, at least to the S level, and make a decision. And that's Maiko Han.
Oh shit! Wow!
It's one of the more difficult Japanese comedy films to find, but it's a story of a guy who's obsessed with the entry level geisha. And getting into geisha culture and what it takes for him to do that. He goes from being a pauper to working at a business just to make some money to go to these clubs, to owning a business, and just spills over. Every time you think you know what the movie's about, you don't.
He gets into a one-upmanship battle with another fan, and it just like accelerates.
Cool.
Maiko Han.
Nice. Who hasn't gone?
I haven't specifically said one.
What? No, I
Alex,
said one.
which one did you pick?
I said one first. God of Cookery.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Chow. Like that's
Thief.
way up there. Blazing Saddles is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do go back to that a lot. Court Jester, I love so much.
Oh God, yes.
Sorry to Bother You is a really funny horror from recent years that I am deeply in love with.
Do you have an answer?
Dr. Strangelove.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Peter Sellers.
Yeah.
All right.
When I saw that movie for the first time, I was in the middle of getting a political science degree, and I was like, "Oh, I get it."
This movie's so smart.
Oh Jesus, do I have it here?
Jingoism.
Is he going to get the bomb?
My saxophone teacher showed us a whole.
As you know, Graham, I only
yeah?
drink pure
no.
grain alcohol.
Oh boy, it's backwards. We can't read it.
No, I'm not going to drink this on air. This is pure grain alcohol. This is not for human consumption directly.
Preserve your
bottle,
precious
then?
bodily fluids. Yes.
For
Exactly.
cooking.
Thank you, Mandrake.
Okay.
We have a
Five
five top for
Stop.
Deary.
Let's stop. Okay.
Five people. No. Oh, for stop.
go
All
on.
right. That's the end of this Askler for PAX Online. Thank you. We have been Paul, Matt, Beach, Ian, Ben, Corey, Alex, Serge, Kathleen, and myself, Graham. And if you don't know who we are, but you enjoyed that, please check us out at the links below. And if you did, then nice to see you. Thank you for your questions, and we hope we get to see you in physical space someday again soon. That'll do it for now. Goodbye, everybody.
Back to Basil Quest.